Buenas noches, y'all. My name is Stephanie Urbina Jones, aka Shaman Heart, and we're gonna start tonight off with some magic. Gonna invite you all just to take a deep breath. And take another deep breath. And if you can, using the power of your magic, of your imagination, allow yourself to dream into being at Pura Vida in Yelapa, Mexico, on a night like tonight, with a big moon in the sky, listening to that mamacocha, the ocean lap right up on the shores. Hear the crackling of a fire. You're sitting there with your sisters. We're laughing, we're crying, we're dancing in the moon, and we're singing. Sister moon, shine your light, help us heal and to rewrite the ancient stories old as time. Sister moon, hi ya 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 hi ya 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 hi ya 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 Sister We call in the elements in the four directions, calling in the spirits of the east to clear our minds and open our vision, calling in the south, fire, spirits of courage, transformation. Welcome you. Ignite this passion within you. We call in the spirits of the west and water. These are the guardians that wash us clean and soften our hearts and carry this inner knowing. And the spirits of the north, earth, we invite the stone people, the elementals, the ancient ones, the rooted ones, to ground us and steady us with your strength. Air, earth, fire, water, sacred guardians, angels, ascended masters, we call you in now. Aho. And we call in our grandmothers and their grandmothers, 7 generations forward and backwards. And we sing, Sister Moon, shine your light, help us heal and to rewrite the ancient stories old as time. Sister Moon, hi ya 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 hi ya 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 hi ya 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 Sisters Moon. Aho! Hello, everybody. Hola. Me llamo. My name is Stephanie Urbina Jones, and I'm so happy to be here with y'all tonight. I'm coming to you from another ceremonial space on the planet. I'm in the pyramids of Teotihuacan, leading a journey here this week, and so I'm charged by this vortex here. But I'm really charged because of why we're gathered, and that's because it is game on in life. I don't know about you, but for me, every year, every month, I'm more and more aware of how precious life is. I'm more and more aware of how I want to live and who I want to live it with and what I want to do.
And as a midwife of magic and as a co-founder of Freedom, Folk, and Soul, that's really part of my journey of what I get to do. And a few years ago, as if by magic, I met one of these women here, Jennifer Harvard. She came to a Dia de Muertos journey that I was having in my home in Nashville. I am Mexican American. I am passionate about sharing my culture and my roots. And so a friendship began that weekend. And from that was born this longing, and she'll share more about herself and Ahriana about herself. But Jennifer, her medicine is always working with women. And personally, to be honest, I was always nervous working with women. This had been not a safe place for me growing up. And so that meant this is where I needed to continue to step, was being with and working with women. So Jennifer and I started leading journeys, first to here Teotihuacan, a priestess journey, then to Oaxaca, and then to Avalon in England. And what was awakened in me was this sacred longing that was met with the experience of being with sisters and being in sacred communion, being each other's witnesses, holding sacred ceremony and initiations, seeing myself in every other woman, and then being a mirror as each of us stepped through portals into the next evolution of who we were called to be. And so this has become such a sacred part of my world. And so I'm really grateful to get to do this with Jennifer. And then just a couple of years ago, right here at the Dreaming House, I had the privilege of being here with Ahriana Platten, Reverend Dr. Ahriana Platten. And we wrote a book together called Shaman Heart Sacred Rebel. And we took a journey. And there were so many moments that she ministered to my heart and guided me to kind of bloom in a way that I didn't know how I would in the moments that we were living in. And, it meant a lot. It meant a lot, and it changed the course of my life. And so for a long time, we've been friends and cohorts and really respected each other like Jennifer and I do. And we've had the dream of co-creating together. And so recently in a breathwork journey that she took and that I was holding, we both at the same time saw each other walking with women in a sacred way. And so this revealed itself, this most amazing journey that we're all embarking on. Some of you, hopefully, you'll choose to be called to join us. And Jennifer will share more about it, but I had met someone who works at Pura Vida in like the mall in Nashville, in Opryland Mall, right? And it was one of those moments where just like, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? And he was literally on his way to live his life and to serve his love at Pura Vida. And so that's the first I heard about this place. And I got online and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like a womb, like the ocean, the jungle, a temazcal, a waterfall. There's like all this like magic. And so, you'll hear the story if you join with us, but Jennifer and I both kind of came to the point of desire. This is where we wanted to lead our next journey together with women. And so Carolina, who you're going to meet from Pura Vida, who is here, they made a way to offer us this very special week in the spring. So I feel incredibly honored, excited, humble. For me, every wound, every story that has been midwife from my pain to my passion and power has come from being held in as a sacred witness with another woman. And now that is my passion. My passion is to create experiences and ceremonies so that we can get close, so that we can like heal, transform, and then dance. Because when I heal, I come alive, and my life just starts rocking, and which it is. And so I want to share that. And so anyway, I'm excited to be here. I am a musician, I'm a songwriter, I'm a recording artist. And so if you join us, I'll be singing a lot. So I want to take a moment and introduce you to my dear sister, Jennifer Harvard of Gaia Sisterhood. Like I've said, she is held with such love and respect by so many women in our community in Nashville. And you're going to be blessed to have her as your guide if you choose to join us. So without further ado, Jennifer Harvard.
Wow. Thanks. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I don't believe in accidents, and the way that I met Stephanie was on a just a whim. I saw De La Muertos on Facebook of all things, and said I was signed up, registered or whatever, said I was going to come, and then started to back out of it because it was a rainy Friday night and I didn't know her. I didn't know anybody. And I thought, yeah, maybe I won't come. And she reached out to me on Facebook. We didn't know each other. And she's like, are you coming? Just come. And I ended up staying the entire weekend. I came for the entire weekend. And then we started doing things together because that was just how it was meant to be. And my background, so Gaia Sisterhood is the name of my business, and it's all about honoring the divine in every woman through events that focus on the Celtic Wheel of the Year. And I've been doing that for about a decade, but my spiritual leanings have always been, well, I've always been a spiritual seeker, and I found my home in sort of a nature-based spirituality, I'd say a little over 20 years ago. But it's always been a part of my life since I was a young adult. I was a massage therapist since 1990. And so I've been a body worker for a very long time. And my work with women just came from my own stuff, my own, making, what is it? What am I trying to say? I had a lot of trauma. I was adopted. I had a lot of like stuff happen in early life. And I often didn't feel accepted. And so I knew that I wanted to be with women and make them feel held and loved because I felt like that's not what I was getting. That's not what I had growing up. And always meet everyone, equally. We're all equal. We're all part of the divine. We all have our divine gifts to share with the world. I really believe that. And Pura Vida, so this is crazy. So my very first Wise Women Full Moon Retreat, this is where Gaia Sisterhood came from, was just a divine download. One day I saw that I was going to create a 3-day retreat. I sat down in 15 minutes, wrote it out, started finding women in my community that had beautiful gifts to share with the world, and created a retreat. Had never done anything like that before in my life. Just was like, yeah, I think I'm going to create a retreat. Some people looked at me like I was crazy when I did that. But so one of the women that came to my first retreat, her name is Holly Moles, and she works at Pura Vida. So fast forward, a decade, and I was thinking about where I want to go. And so many of these journeys are intense pilgrimages where we're doing a lot of hiking, we're traveling, we're moving from place to place. That's wonderful too. But I was like, I want to go somewhere where I can just be held, where it's just beauty surrounds me and we have all of the things. And then it dawned on me, Pura Vida. And my cat agreed. So I started looking up Pura Vida, reached out to Holly, and then reached out to Stephanie. And Stephanie said, well, that's funny because I also reached out to Pura Vida separately. So we had the same idea separately. No joke. And so now we're coming together and doing this. And it's just, I've been eyeing it for several years now. I don't know how long Holly's been there, but a few years now. And it's just incredible. And we'll let Caroline speak more to that in a few moments. But I'm excited to be there. This is my cat Tucker. And we hope that you will join us there as well. And I'm going to pass this off to the beautiful Ahriana, who I just had the pleasure to meet a few weeks ago. So before I move forward, Stephanie and I were talking about shifting some of the intention around the retreat. And when we came up with this idea of the wild woman rising, which we'll get a little bit more into later, she said, I have this friend that I think you're going to love, and she's really interested in doing a retreat as well. Are you open to it? And I said, well, yeah, let me meet her. And so we all met via Zoom, and I immediately was a big yes to that. And so I'm truly honored to work with both of you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a pleasure, Jennifer. It's been really, my heart is connected with Stephanie from the very first moment we crossed paths. And when Stephanie talked to me about this, I thought, okay, let's see how this goes. Because like Stephanie said, sometimes when you get women together, you don't really know how the energy is gonna blend. And you're just a sister of my heart. It's just been so easy to see how we would work together and to feel your authenticity and the gift of you. So I'm really grateful for just one more thing, Stephanie, that you have brought in my life. This for me is such a powerful, powerful opportunity to bring women together and to share the creation of space in a place that surrounds us with beauty, where we truly can be underneath the moon, in the water, with our feet touching the goddess skirt, really immersed in what this means to be women, really immersed in what it is to share our hearts. Women of all ages, women of all lifestyles. Something really magical happens when women come together. When women come together and they create sacred space, they come with intention, hearts open in a very unique way, and transformation happens. And to be able to go to a place where people are not driving cars, to a place where the energy is so natural and so clear that you have to get there by boat, that you can't drive there. It's different to go to that kind of a place where just the earth mama holding you is untouched and pure. That for me is an amazing, amazing opportunity for deep change. And I know that you heard Jennifer say, a place where you don't have to walk miles to get to everything, where we're not getting on and off buses and moving from this place to that place and tromping at which kind of tennis shoes do I need today. It's not that place. This is a place where we can really open our hearts and be close, and it's not that we can't have that physical interaction with the land, but it's the heart connection with one another that I'm looking forward to. And it's also the idea of coming to our wild heart, of actually understanding that we have been trained out of our wild self, and to create together a space where we can figure out what wild means, because safe is important, and so is wild. Wild is about what happens if you discover what's underneath fear, what's underneath control, what's underneath safety, what is authentic and true and rich and down in the pelvic bowl, right? Like what really sits in our hips, who we are when we come down into the richness of being women. And I am so excited about that. And I'm excited because this year is a 9-year. 2025, if you add that up numerologically, you get a 9. And a 9-year is a completion year of a 9-year cycle. So right now is the time for us to look back over 9 years of our life, which is back to 2016, just in case you need a marker, and consider what has happened for us. What is left for us to complete? What do we need to let go of? What do we need to forgive? What do we need to leave in 2025 so that we can move into 2026, which is a 1 year? Because in numerology, 2026 equals 10, and we reduce to single digit. So we're moving into a 1 year, into a completely new beginning of a 9-year cycle. And to be doing that, to come through this period, getting ready to gather with women. So we end the winter, we dream a little bit into the new year, and then we gather. That is an amazing opportunity. So I want you to just close your eyes for a minute. Just close your eyes and allow your mind to wander back to 2016. And ask yourself, what was I doing back then? That was before COVID. It was a long time ago, 9 years ago. How old were you 9 years ago? If you're like me, I have to really work on that. I don't do math well in my head. How old were you 9 years ago? What have you grown through? Let your heart travel there. Don't get caught in the details of your mind. Just let things float to the surface. Where were you in 2017? What was happening in your life? Think about losses and gains, new jobs, new places to live, children growing. In 2018, who was in your life? Who moved on? In 2019, what did you change? Who were you becoming? What challenges were you facing? And in 2020, when we were all in COVID and the whole world changed around us, everything changed. 2021, we were still there. 2022, we were recovering. Then 23 and 24, and now into 25. Where have you been? What have you learned? What self-judgment have you held? What requires release now in preparation for something new? Let those questions simmer. You don't have all the answers right this moment. Let those questions simmer in your heart, and between now and the end of the year, let them rise slowly, gently, and compassionately to the surface. so that you can journal about them, so that you can burn them off, so that you can willingly and willfully release, 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 and set yourself free. And as you're ready, just breathe in. Gently open your eyes. And remember that we move from this year into the next. As you come back into this space, also be willful and willing to allow the dream time to start. What rises to the surface moves slowly. The hardest thing about the dream time is not making a choice. Is giving yourself a couple of months to dream all the possibilities that could happen in the next 9 years. Just imagine into them and don't make a choice yet. When we come together, then there'll be more opportunity. But while you're dreaming, while you're in that dream state of mind, so just imagine yourself there. Just allow your dreaming to start there. Jennifer?
I was just thinking Carolina can imagine herself there really well, can't you? Since you are there. I can just feel the wildness. So we are going in the year of the horse. So we will have just moved out of the year of the snake. So the year of the snake, we're shedding our old skin. And then we move into this powerful time of rebirth. We're really owning our power. We're using all that we have learned so that we can truly be who we were meant to be. And we're going during the time of year that is right after the spring equinox. So the light has returned. Our inner light has returned. This is the rebirth. This is the time where we can shine. And I like that vision of the wild woman archetype is so powerful to me right now. And I actually turned 58 on March 26th, so just a few days before. And the closer I get to 60, the wilder I feel. You know, I feel like I'm really finally stepping into who I truly am. I'm ready for it. And I feel like a lot of us are ready for it. Like letting go of the things that no longer serve us. Really letting them go for good. We say this a lot. I say it a lot in circle, but I think that it is time for us to truly move into who we are. So we're going to do beautiful rituals, where we can fully come into our power and our wild woman self. And so again, it is the perfect perfect time of year to be there. And that's part of the reason we wanted it at that time of year. And then I feel like we got so lucky to book at that time. Am I right, Carolyn? Because I know that's a busy season and it's before the rainy season. The weather is beautiful there. So we're able to have all these powerful ceremonies, these powerful rituals, but still be held in the womb of the mother in this spot. Like Ahriana said, the cobblestone streets, there are no cars. The sweat lodge is close by. We have the pool, we have the ocean, we have beautiful food served for us. We have everything that we need so that we can just fully dive into it. And I can't wait to dive into it. And on that note, Carolina, would you like to share with us a little bit about your experience and Pura Vida and Yelapa?
Hello, everybody. Oh, it's such a pleasure to be here on this call with you. I am sitting in one of the guest rooms, number 3 at Pura Vida, and there's a hammock next to me, and I'm looking out at the ocean. And if I got up and moved a little bit, I'd be looking up at the amazing moon.
Yes, the
Incredible.
moment.
Glowing, showing me the way to go home, lighting the path. Nature, just immersed in nature. I just got out of a temescal right now, and I walked to the waterfall today with the group that's visiting right now, and we saw very close up from the path a military macaws, also known as guacamayas. Incredible, incredible sacred birds and butterflies and swimming in the waterfall pool and just luxuriating in nature. I've been here 20 years. I love it. Every moment of the day is filled with just so much to bring into my heart, or opens my heart, or patience and inner patience has grown so much in me, and just receiving of all the beauty and nature that I am immersed in here. And the people of the community are so very kind, and have taught me so much about kindness. And just the people that work here, that make the food, make this place happen for you, always ask me, so are they happy? What do they need anything? It's really part of the container that is Pura Vida for you to come.
Thank you, Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Very happy to be there all this time.
Yeah, I'm slightly jealous right now while I'm freezing in my downstairs with my scarf on. Cold.
Well, ladies,
Yeah.
we are so glad that you've joined us tonight. And for those of y'all, I think you know, but the journey is March the 29th through April the 4th. There's a lot of details that we'll be sharing with you. We will to this, precious retreat space. And so I don't know do we want to open this up for any questions? What do you think, Ahriana and Jennifer? Anybody have any questions?
So I'm going to go ahead and post in the chat the link that will answer all of the questions about costs and what's covered and what isn't covered. That is all at Jennifer's website. So I've just put the link in there, so you can click on it and just leave that page open and hit your Zoom again and come back in here, because there are a couple of things that we want to make sure that you know. And the most is, Stephanie, there is a great deal if you come with a friend, right?
That's right. So we this journey is pretty much all inclusive. You can check out all the details. Obviously not your flight, but it is $34.99. But if you come with a friend and sign up by January the 7th, then it is $32.99. So there's $200 off for each person. So we have a deposit that shows your intent. That's $900. So all that is there. But if you can find a friend, a sister to go with you, you can save a little money and buy some cosas, some special things when you're in Mexico.
Yeah. I'm excited to spend this time with you two ladies. I am remarkably excited that we get to bring all of these beautiful women together, and just so grateful for this time in the world when it's difficult and challenging to be a woman, and when we need our sisters so much that we have this opportunity in a beautiful place to share our hearts. It's just awesome. So Stephanie, I know you have music and more to share, but just thank you both for this time, and thank you all for coming tonight.
So you wild women rising, this is going to end our time together. This is a song that was passed to me, a medicine song. Something about being in the wild that invites the wild to rise and remember who we are and why we're here. So I'll leave you with this song. Humble yourself in the arms of the wild. You gotta lay down low and humble yourself in the arms of the wild. You gotta ask her what she knows, and we will lift each other up. Higher and higher, we will lift each other up. Oh, we're gonna humble ourselves in the arms of the wild. We're gonna lay down low and humble ourselves in the arms of the wild. We're gonna ask her what she knows, and we will lift each other up. Higher and higher, we will lift each other up. Wild women rising. Aho! Buenas noches, y'all.